it being presented to you as more questions than answers. Yeah, it's because the data isn't there. It's not because the information is unsatisfying. The answers are incompetent at this point. That's not what it is. Here's what we know. South Africa reported seeing cases. Now, the key is this new variant is the fastest growing one there. And that matters. That's newsworthy, no question. But what else? What else do they know? They don't know symptoms. Anecdotally, a clinician said the symptoms that what they have seen have been mild. Well, why isn't that part of kind of the first blush on what matters here? Instead, there's too much talk about not knowing if it's resistant or if the vaccines fully work against it, as if we had proof going both ways on it. We don't even know if this variant is worse for us than Delta. And that variant, by the way, still ripping around America without the fanfare of all the speculation going on with Omicron. All the feverish concerns prompted a reply from the President of the United States.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic.
Why? Here's what he said.
We have the best vaccine in the world, the best medicines, the best scientists, and we're learning more every single day. And we'll fight this variant with scientific and knowledgeable actions and speed, not chaos and confusion.
Good. And just a note for the record. Let's hope they keep that same energy and that it will be aided by the president and his emissaries letting us know what they know when they know it. Don't continue this pattern of us having to catch that there were things that you knew that you could have told us and didn't. Please, let's do better. So far, again, little to panic on based on the facts. Are there cases here? Maybe. They don't know. There are cases nearby in Canada, at least 17 other countries. There's no good reason to believe it wouldn't come here. And again, it could be here. We just don't know. And we have, therefore, no idea what this variant means for us here. Symptoms, hospitalizations, deaths, those are the metrics that matter most, as you know. So why don't we just treat it as an unknown until we know? Why can't we adjust this avarice for making it something, for being something that we know it's got to be? Why? Why drive it that way? Because all you're really driving is more misgivings about the quality and nature of the messaging coming to the American people about this virus. Omicron, the 15th Greek letter, I think it means little o, whatever. They skipped a couple letters in their labeling of variants for different reasons. But there were at least 7 variants of interest or concern, and those words mean things to clinicians. Interest means one thing, concern means something more. But they never got any of this hype. Why? Because they didn't present major threats. Okay, fair point. But we don't really know what the threat of this one is. Let's stick with that. When you know, when you can show why there should be concern, come with it. So here is what we need to find out, and they tell us we'll know a lot of these answers in the next couple of weeks. Is it here? Is Omicron more transmissible than other variants? Does it cause more severe illness than the others? And then, of course, how does it do with the vaccine? And is there any particular mitigation method that works better against it so that we can streamline and reduce what we need to do in response to it? The one answer, again, though, that does justify the attention is that it can't be good that Omicron is now the dominant strain in South Africa less than 2 weeks after it was first detected there. It's unusual growth. Cases have climbed about tenfold in South Africa overall from 2 weeks ago. So a high transmissibility rate is a possibility, if not a probability. We don't know for certain. And that's why another aspect of the coverage, everybody's in a rush to bring on all the big pharma guys. The CEO of Pfizer today said he thinks his company's current vaccine might work against the Omicron variant, but may offer less protection. He doesn't know. He's not certain, and I don't know how that's helpful. Moderna's chief medical officer says he's concerned with the specific mutations associated with this variant that could allow it to elude current vaccines. But again, it's a could. It's an educated guess. They don't know. So until they know, why don't you just say, I don't know. We're looking. And as soon as we get the data, we'll bring it. Part of it, breathless media, fragile public, reacts to the unknown. And there's a sense that these guys should act like they know things, right? Why don't they know? Because they don't. They're not politicians. They're not in the business of selling you on a proposition no matter what the facts are. And as for the president and others telling us the best protection against Omicron is to get fully vaccinated or get your booster shot, again, I'm not saying I got vaccinated. I understand why people want the booster shot. But why say that about Omicron when you don't know how it interacts with the vaccine? One argument, because it is better to get the protection that we know than no protection at all, and we still have other strains to fight, specifically Delta. Okay, fair point. Another way to look at it is that making that suggestion may be taking the bait of projecting strength without the facts behind it. And again, you open yourself up to attacks by those who are desperate to undermine. Now, what can we do to prepare? The U.S. restricting travel to block flights from certain African countries, other nations putting travel bans in effect. Is that the right move? Well, it certainly buys time to slow the spread as scientists work to study the unknowns, but it doesn't come without a cost, right? Especially during a very high travel time of the year. So let's get a better mind's read on this variant, Omicron. Dr. Peter Singer, special advisor